We've got something special on the menu for you tonight. Our partners at Buffalo Business First noticed a delicious little trend. Western New York's Mexican restaurant business is booming.
Yeah, as reporter Tracy Drury points out, there are 16 Mexican restaurants that have opened in the last year or are currently in the works to open. Since we apparently love making ourselves really hungry at the end of these town hall newscasts, we're going to talk about that tonight.
Yes, here we go. Tracy's joining us live. She covers the restaurant industry for Buffalo Business First, and we appreciate you coming on and chatting with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Tracy, I was saying before we got into this segment that I messed up by skipping lunch today because now I'm just really hurting. Talk to us about this Mexican restaurant boom. What is happening? And typically you think like there's oversaturation, right? Is that a concern here, or is this just kind of something purely to celebrate?
Well, I think it's certainly something to celebrate. And so many of these places are so different from each other. So it's not necessarily you're going to get the same thing at each place. A couple of these places are really authentic Mexican food that you're going to find on the streets of Mexico. Street tacos, different kinds of meats, and even different kinds of drinks that you might find there. And some of those people are native Mexican who are opening these places. And then we've also got the kind of Americanized Mexican food that has become so popular, not only with independent companies, but with some of the national chains that you're going to see opening up at some of these places. So you'll get a really good variety of some of the things that you might know of as your Mexican favorites, and some new kinds of recipes that you may never have tried before.
And all of this has been happening over the past year, which of course we know has been such a tough time for restaurants. But does it seem like these new openings are really starting to speed up again? Absolutely.
I've been covering this beat since last fall, and I feel like it is just speeding up over and over. The number of restaurants that are opening, the number of storefronts that are being snapped up, with some places that were closed during the pandemic, and new operators are finding opportunity all across the region, not just in the city, but in a lot of the suburbs as well, for places that were closed, and they see that as a great opportunity to reopen with new concepts.
Your article today mentioned the newest restaurant, Andale Mexican in Depew, is working on getting its liquor license application approved. We talked to you a few weeks back about how much longer it is taking restaurants these days to get that liquor license. We know how important that is to their bottom line and kind of how complicating it can be for people. Is that getting any better? What is the sense about how that's playing out now?
Well, you know, it's really interesting. It depends on who you ask. I spoke to a restaurant owner a week or two ago who says he got his permanent license in 3 weeks, where we have other people who are saying, I spoke to someone yesterday who said he was told 22 to 24 weeks. So it's really all across the board. And as we mentioned the last time, some people are getting around that by applying for that temporary license while the permanent is still in process. I checked the state website the other day, and there were about 150 liquor licenses pending across the Western New York region.
Tracy, do you
no idea how many of those have the temporary, but there are a lot of projects underway.
Tracy, do you think it's surprising that there are people who are getting into the restaurant industry, especially now?
Well, I don't know that it's surprising, but people know there's opportunity. People have to eat. And while there was certainly a trend early on in the pandemic of more people cooking at home, I think a lot of people are a little tired of that and ready to get back out and enjoy themselves and meet up with friends and family. And the best way to do that really is to go have a bite out somewhere. So there's a lot of opportunity. I think the bigger issue for a lot of them is finding the staffing. There's a labor shortage in that industry, as there is with just about everything right now. So that's one of the things, in addition to the liquor license delays, that I think is holding some places back.
Yeah, we certainly hope that that improves. I'm going to shock you, Tracy, with this bit of information. I have a minor in Spanish.
Ooh,
and
then why did you say Andale and not Andale? Andale.
You know, I was thinking about the question and how I was going to phrase it, and I saw and I was, you know, it's a blonde moment. We have them, right? Tracy Drury is a reporter at Buffalo Business First. Make sure you check out her reporting at bizjournals.com. She's always on top of all the latest, especially with the restaurant industry. Tracy, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Tracy. And that is going to do it for us on the Town Hall. Thank you so much for joining us. If you do have a question or a comment, we'd love to hear from you, maybe. The text line is 716-849-2220.
Is this where we say adios? Adios, I guess.
You've done it.